What's up, Skyline? So I have a pretty cool video for us today. I'm pretty sure all of you guys have made Oobleck before. This stuff, it's pretty cool. Today we are going to try and make Oobleck 2.0, which should be pretty fun. I haven't made it yet, so I'll be filming it for the first time making it. And yeah, let's take a look. So this stuff is Oobleck. It is, I doubt any of you remember the technical term, but it would be awesome if you did. This is called a non-Newtonian fluid, which just means that it goes back and forth between being a solid and being a liquid. You've got some Sadie hair in there. So this stuff is really cool because not very many things can be both a solid and a liquid at the same time. But this stuff is. So what we're going to be doing today is adding a whole extra element into Oobleck. We're going to be taking, instead of water, we're going to be putting in white vinegar, and then when it's all mixed up and made into Oobleck with the vinegar, we're going to mix some baking soda in there, which should create a pretty cool reaction. So we've got some baking soda right here, and we've got vinegar. And if you remember from my baking video, when you mix baking soda, which is a base, with vinegar, which is an acid, it creates a gas, just like they do in baking with baking powder. So we're going to do a quick demonstration of that. Just dump some vinegar in here. You can see it immediately foams up, and all the bubbles coming up are all gases that are being created from the mixture of an acid and a base. So what we're going to do is put this vinegar in instead of the water, and then when we're all done with the Oobleck, we'll add baking soda in to add some gas. Now, this is definitely something that you can do at home with a parent or a guardian or whoever. Definitely make sure you have permission to do this because it does get really messy. If you can do it outside, that would probably be best. But we're going to jump right in. I've got my cornstarch here. If you remember, Oobleck is cornstarch and water. So we're going to start by just dumping a bunch of this in. Now, you can find recipes that say use half a cup of cornstarch to like a fourth of a cup of water or whatever it is. I always find it's just a lot easier to just kind of mix it together until it's the right consistency. So I'm going to start mixing in the vinegar. We shouldn't see any kind of a reaction. It should just react just like water. Feel it stiffening up. Oh, it smells terrible. Let's add some food coloring in so it looks a little less boring. Alright, so now we've got all the vinegar and cornstarch mixed in, and it's definitely Oobleck. I can pick it up and move it around, but it still flows through my fingers. So now, what we're going to do is pour some baking soda in and try to slowly mix that in. It'll be kind of hard because this stuff doesn't really want to mix. Alright, now we've got all this mixed in. We are going to add the baking soda and see what happens. Dump it in. Oh, I can immediately feel it start bubbling up. Why don't you just dump it all in? Whoa. That's so cool. It's still a solid and a liquid, but it's also a foam at the same time. It's so cool. It's weird because it's still a solid and a liquid, but it's also this foamy, bubbly stuff. And it expands in your hand. It's most cool for the first, 30 seconds, and then the reaction starts to die down. Do you have any more?
Okay.
You dump a little bit in? Let's add a little more. This stuff is so much fun. It's like normal Oobleck, but then it's also got this weird foamy consistency. After a while, it just goes back to normal Oobleck, just a little more smelly. But it is really cool, and I highly recommend you doing it as long as you get permission to do it. All you need is vinegar, baking soda, and cornstarch, and some food coloring, so it looks a little more fun. But now I'm going to leave you so I can play with this stuff. So, bye, Skyline.